Yeah, man. What is it today? Oriflamme. Played this one time. Game. Picked this up for 20 bucks. All three of these used. Played it once. Kind of reminds me of Keyforge, but let's take a deeper look. I played the base one, so that'll be this one, the blue one. So won't look at this one right now. Sticker off. All right, so and which one do we look into? Odds, evens. Got evens, so we'll do alliance. And why does it remind me of Keyforge? I'm trying to remember why it reminded me of Keyforge. It's kind of like a battle line or something going on. Bunch of tokens. Wonder if these are the same tokens from the base game. Alright, let's read the back though. The emergence of a neighboring kingdom destabilizes the great families of the realm, forced to reconsider their feuds in favor of more political alliances. Yet under the mask of cooperation, the fire of ambition still burns, and violence will resurface at the first betrayal. Playable as a standalone or combined with the original Oriflamme, or either one, something like that. So 1, play your cards face down to prepare your dirty schemes. 2, protect your interest or set up a cascade of actions. 3, spring your trap at the right moment. 4, and accumulate enough influence to seize the throne. 55 cards, 64 influence point tokens. 1 first player tile, 1 resolution direction tile, 5 sentence tokens, 1 combination sheet, 1 rule book. And what's it say on the back of the blue one, the base one? Play your cards face down, protect your interest, spring your trap. This one says reveal your machinations at the right moment, same thing. And accumulate enough influence to seize the throne. Alright, looks like the same rules. What's different about this one? I don't know. Alright, play a reference card. Okay, character card. Yeah, these character cards, they do different things. Gain 2 influence, place 1 influence on a face down opponent's card. Yeah, so the cards are going to be face down as like a battle line. Intrigue cards. So how far would you go for the throne? Combination. With the other games in this range, Oriflamme Alliance can be played alone, but it's also possible to discover more combinations and new game opportunities if you combine it with Oriflamme or Ablaze, as indicated below. During the first step of the setup, instead of taking the 10 family cards of a single game, take all of your family's cards from the games that you decided to combine. Then create 5 piles of cards as indicated in the table below. Shuffle each pile separately. Draw the number of cards indicated in the table at random to prepare a starting deck of 10 cards. All other players create the same starting deck using cards from their own family. The rest of the setup remains the same. Alright, switch it up. Alright, goal of the game. The player whose family has who has accumulated the most influence points after 6 rounds wins the game. Alright, so you're a family, you just have a deck of cards that I believe everybody has the same deck of cards. Player whose family has accumulated the most influence points after 6 points. After 6 rounds. Each player takes a complete family of 10 cards, same color and heraldry on the back. So just 1 color of the same set of cards. Shuffle your 10 cards, then remove 3 random cards and set them aside face down. Keep the remaining 7 cards in hand. Don't reveal them to your opponents. Each player receives 1 influence point and places it in front of them from a common supply with the remaining influence by everybody's easy reach. Place the sentence tokens on the table. The oldest player starts the game. They place the first player tile in front of them. Keep some room in the center of the table for a row of cards and place the resolution direction tile below. This tile indicates in which order you will resolve the cards of the influence queue for the whole game. Placement phase. Over the course of the game, players place cards next to each other in the center of the table, forming the influence queue, or simply the queue. Starting with the first player, then proceeding clockwise, each player secretly picks a card from their hand and places it face down in the queue, either at the beginning of the... because those face down cards, they can just do all kind of loopy stuff. And then you place money on the cards, which is VP tokens. And then you're trying to either get the VP off of them or kind of screw the opponents or something. If there's no... either at the beginning of the queue or at the end of the queue or on another card from their own family that has already been played. So everybody's got a color: green color, red family, blue family. If there's no card in the queue at the beginning of the game, for example, the player simply places their card at the center of the table. The placement phase ends when all players have placed one card from their hand in the queue. And then resolution phase, the resolution order tile indicates the order in which you have resolved the queue. From left to right or right to left, the order remains the same for the whole game. Each card must be resolved in order by their owner, one by one. Start with the first card. If the card is face down, the owner has two options: either leave the card face down, the owner places one VP from the supply on the card. If the card stays face up for several rounds, so you're trying to put money on your stuff, and then we'll get to it though. Or reveal the card. The owner reveals the card and immediately applies its ability. If there are VP tokens on it, because of the card's effects or because it remained hidden for several rounds, the owner immediately gains these points. If the card has been revealed in a previous round, the owner has no choice. They must immediately apply its ability. Applying the ability of a revealed card is mandatory. For instance, a deserter must eliminate an adjacent card even if this card is from his own family. So you might get screwed by killing your own cards with money on them. Alright, so all kind of examples and everything. Stacks of cards. You can put cards on top of other cards. And then just the game's end. Each player starts the game with 7 cards in hand. This means that at the end of the round 6, players will have 1 card left, which remains unplayed. The player with the most influence points wins the game. Players' influence points should always remain visible throughout the game. At the end of the game, any influence points that are still in the influence queue are worth nothing. And in the case of a tie, the tied player with the most cards in the influence wins. Kind of reminds me of Gwent and Keyforge, because all kind of adjacency stuff. You got these different character cards, and each set has different stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 character cards and intrigue cards. Oh, okay. Empress gain 2 VP. Place 1 on a face down opponent's card. Zealot gain 1 VP. And if you don't have any other revealed cards in the queue, gain 1 extra. And plus it reminds me of Citadels too. Informant gain as many VP as there are VP on both adjacent face down opponent's cards, or switch this card with the face down card from your hand. And Diplomat gain 1 VP. Place 2 VP on another revealed Diplomat. Gain all VP that are on this card, then discard it. Deserter, Merc, and adjacent card. If this was a character, gain 1 extra VP. Then if this card is not adjacent to a revealed character, discard it. Magistrate does something, and Insurrection, discard 1 VP from this card to reveal it, and then eliminate both adjacent cards, then flip this card face down. And Infiltration, place 1 VP on each of your face down cards. Reserve that. Reserve the infiltration card. When you eliminate a face down card, gain 2 extra VP. All kind of stuff like that. Nice sneaky tactics game. I liked it. Like to play again, but you know, the next video will more than likely be the gameplay of this that I shot months and months and months ago. Follow your games, like, comment, subscribe. Tune in for the gameplay of Oriflamme, the base game. Trying to think of my hand symbol that I haven't done in a while. And we'll just go with West Side. West Side.